Hello YouTube. What we are looking at here, besides just my dirty counter, is my liquor collection. My booze, if you will. Now I'm not making this video to show off all my alcohol. I'm showing this to make a point. And my point is that when you have an addiction to liquor, you can just get rid of it. If it's a problem in your life, then you say goodbye and you can walk away. You don't have to have it in your house. Now me, I don't have a liquor problem. My father was a really bad alcoholic, and he did have a liquor problem, and it ended up sending him to prison. Let me turn this around for a second. Find out where the camera's. My dad ended up in prison for 15 years over attempted murder because of his alcohol. Now, I don't share the alcoholism. I can walk away and not touch this stuff. I can have it and I can not have it whenever I want. But I don't share that. I don't have that when it comes to food. See, right now it's about 3 o'clock in the morning. I've been binge watching, if you will, Breaking Bad. I never watched it when it was on TV, and now I'm catching up on it now that it's all on Netflix. So I'm trying to watch it while I can before they take it off, or whatever. You never know. So yeah, it's like 3 in the morning, and I'm sitting on the couch, and every time like an episode ends, the first thing I want to do is go eat something, and the first thing that comes to mind. Now, if you remember. If you've been watching me for a while, I made a video talking about dangerous foods, and what I meant by dangerous was foods that are really addictive. And I really pointed out, let me show you, were these burritos. And they're still here. I haven't touched them, but they have been calling to me all night. Here's the other package, sitting down there, unopened. Those to me are more addictive than this stuff. Let's look at this for a minute. This is probably my favorite stuff, the Jim Beam Red Stag. I've probably had this bottle for more than 6 months. That's all I've drank. I mean, the Crown Royal I've had for more than a year. Seagram's more than a year. This thing, I don't even remember what it was. And the same with all this stuff. It's more like a collection than anything I actually drink. I have it once in a while. And when I do drink, I think, do I have to go to the store? Do I have any kind of, responsibilities that can come up and this would hinder what I have to do? And if there's a no and it's late, then maybe I'll drink. And then I'll think about it. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Because, occasionally I'll sit down and have a glass of bourbon. But it's so rare. And I really don't, care for it all that much. I wish I could say the same for food. Right now, like I said, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm really struggling. There's like two people in my head. One guy, we'll call him Guy A, who's like, come on, man, just, like those burritos would be delicious, and just, just pops them in the microwave, and, simple enough, they'll be good, and you can have them. And then there's like Guy B, who is like, no, too many calories, it's not healthy for you. It's bad for your whole system. Plus, if you want to go for a bike ride, like the more weight you lose, the easier and the better things will be, and the more you will enjoy, the thing that you love. And I know it's hard. It's hard for me to say that I love bike riding and then still be 380 pounds. It's almost embarrassing when I tell people, well, they're like, what's your hobbies? And I say, bikes. And then, they're like, yeah, right. You know what I mean? So, Guy B, who's the logical one, was saying, if you eat those 2 burritos, it's going to put you way over on your calories, and you're just going to take longer, and the more you'll have to, lose weight and do what you have to do to get this weight off, because the more weight you get off, the easier the biking will be, the farther you can go, the more fun you'll have with it, the less pain there'll be with it, in the backside, in the back, in the legs. The less weight you'll have to pedal around. And not just for bike riding, just in life in general, having to walk around, you know, move about, pick things up. It just would be so much easier if I didn't weigh 370 pounds. And I know you can associate, I was thinking about it earlier. I know that a lot of people who were in my situation, I didn't have a very good childhood. And it's just something I don't want to get personal, and I didn't want to talk about my dad being an alcoholic. But a lot of us, a lot of people who have food addictions, had um, alcoholic parents, or they didn't have a very good childhood, or something happened to them in their childhood, and I'm not going to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it, but there's just a lot of things that build up on you, and it's weird because it like splits you in two. So like I said, there's guy A and guy B, and they've been arguing all night, and they keep jumping up, and I just want to have that burrito, and guy B's like no, and they're fighting it out inside my head, and it makes me sound crazy. But anybody with a food addiction, or anybody with any kind of addiction, I'm sure anybody who's addicted to alcohol, I'm sure my dad had to go through this. My dad, after he got out of prison, after he spent, you know, so many years in prison, when he came out, he didn't drink. He didn't drink for like another 15 years. And then, guy A won out. He had a beer one night. He just had one beer, no big deal, and he didn't touch alcohol again for a couple weeks. And then he had another beer, like it was no big deal. And then he had two, then he had three, and then he was back in prison, and now he's dead. I really need Guy B to win. I really need him to win. Because I don't want to end up dead. I don't want to have a heart attack in my 40s. I want to see my kids grow up. But Guy A is a real asshole. Maybe that's why he's Guy A. A for asshole. Guy B for baller. I know it's 3 in the morning and I'm tired, and I don't know if I'll even post this. And if I do, you know, just be understanding. This food addiction stuff is hard. And I'm sitting here and I want to eat, but I'm at my calorie limit, and I know that eating just means more work for me. And I kind of wish I was like those people who can just walk away from food like it's no big deal, the same way I can walk away from alcohol. But there's those alcoholics who wish they could walk away from alcohol the way I do. We all have our struggles in life. Come on, Guy B.